What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with Clean and Green Lawn Service in South Georgia. I am out in my shop today, getting some stuff done. Got some help. There's my little rascal, my little rescue terrier, and I don't know if y'all met Wilson yet. Wilson's our new little pygmy goat. You might remember in one of the previous videos I did, we lost one of our little goats. And she was a female, but anyway, I found that little male, and you know, animals are pets to us, so he was cute, we bought him. So anyway, he's on a bottle. He's only like 7 weeks old now, I think, but he's back in here looking for something to eat. And way out there, if you can see him, there's Billy. So anyway, excuse all the mess that's around here, but I'm gonna show y'all a couple of things today. And there is Aspen. Aspen's another rescue. We are a rescue family. Anyway, let me show you what we got today. I had some tubes on my trailer that had like 4-inch PVC pipe in them. I kept my shovels on. I made this out of wood, and it broke. So, you know, I could fix it. It's no problem. I got a wood shop. I broke off 2 screws in there, which is going to be a pain in the butt, and I got 2 I got to take out. But I decided to go and purchase something. So what I'm going to be showing you today in this video is a couple of parts that I purchased. And the wind's out bad out here. I apologize for it, but give me 1 second, and I'm going to take care of these dogs, and then I'll be right back with you and show you what I bought. All right, I had to go put them up. My wife's in the pen with the little goat now, and we live kind of by a busy road out here, and the dogs are pretty good about staying in the yard, but you know, I can't keep an eye on them and do what I'm trying to do here. So anyway, I purchased a couple of things. Here's some of the stuff I got today. Of course, I got my little handy dandy Craftsman tool set, on my Ryobi driver. I'll get my drill out in a minute too, because I'm going to need it. Got some DeWalt bits here. Then of course, you got to have coffee. If you don't have coffee, do you even mow, bro? I'm telling you. I got some more tools right here, but here's what I picked up. First of all, I got this is the LT35. This is a landscape trailer accessory hand tool rack. You can see a picture of it there. I don't know how good that shows up, but it'll basically hold 6 tools, I think. Now, I realize some other companies have some things that are probably better than this. This was about 60 bucks on Amazon, and then I went ahead. LT has a whole line of products for landscaping, and I went ahead and I bought this as well while I was doing it. This is the LT40 trimmer line spool bracket. It will hold the 3 or the 5 pound spools, and of course I got me a spool of what has become one of my favorite trimmer lines for most applications, and that is the Magnum Gator Line Round Oregon. And I'll tell you, I got this Oregon string trimmer line. I got a free thing of it for asking a question or something like that at the Lawn and Landscape Society event in Hattiesburg back in February. And I had been using a different kind of line. I may pull it out in a minute. It was an Oregon line as well, but it was like a twisted line, and I really like this round stuff for just normal trimming. Now if you get into some hard stuff, it is kind of stiff and it will break off, but anyway, I'm not doing a review on that. I just want to show you what I got, and I'm gonna kind of do the now this is not a review on these products because I don't know anything about them, but I will say this. You know, I'm sure you could get some stuff. You know, I bought some really good equipment defender racks. My trimmers are on. I got equipment defender rack here that my backpack blower, my PV770T's in. Equipment Defender makes phenomenal products in my opinion. I'm sure Green Touch is as well. I've never used them before, and you know, I could have got some of that stuff that you know, might have been a little bit better quality, but there again, I am using my setup about 12 hours a week. You know, I do this on the side, and a lot of times I just don't see the need to spend the kind of money, more money on something that's going to hold a shovel, okay, and it's going to be driven 75 miles a week. Now, on my equipment defender racks, because they lock, the security of them, and not only that, the way they hold my equipment, you know, support my equipment to me, that was worth the money that I paid for it. So I was riding dirt bikes. But anyway, so I'm gonna open this up and let you see what we got. All right, so I have got the LT35 rack out of the box. You got a package of nuts and bolts and little grommets. You got the top and bottom rack that holds your equipment. And then of course you got this vertical bar that mounts on the trailer and to hold it all. I want to show you something kind of funny though, because guys never do this, me included. Before you begin installing, read and understand these instructions completely. That's pretty good, isn't it? All right, so it does have instructions for it on the back. Back here is basically, well, I'll take that back. It actually starts on the front page. It's got 1, 2, 3, looks like 9 steps. I think it's going to be pretty simple. I would say that all you're doing is taking this right here. You got these holes in it that you're going to line up. You're going to put a bolt through it, probably a washer, and that's basically what this setup's going to look like when you get done. But anyway, I'll probably set you up on a tripod and just put it on time lapse, and at least let you kind of see it. If there's anything tricky with it, you know, that might be difficult to understand, I'll try to highlight that. All right, just something to be aware of. I have already run into a problem just trying to locate this vertical piece. So this piece, I mean, you can put this wherever you want to, but they only send like a 2. See how that's sitting right there on the outside rail of my trailer, and then once you get it mounted, you'll actually run a bolt through here into this top rail right here. Here's the problem I got. They sent like some 2 3/4 inch bolts with this. My frame out here is like 4 inches. And this is an extra piece of metal for to support the tongue, but I have to go all the way through that. So if your trailer is set up like this, you will need extra bolts for it. Now what I'm going to do right this minute, I believe, is probably temporarily tap those out. I've have some, you know, like some, these are probably number 12 screws, self-tapping now, and I'm gonna put a bolt through that top, but I'm probably gonna use these just to plug it on there to get it temporarily mounted, and then go by the hardware store and pick me up some 4 or 4.5 inch bolts. This right here is what they sent with it. And again, I don't have my tape measure out. Well, I got a tape measure up there, but if you look at this, you can see that seam there, how far this comes from these bolts actually going through what I need. And that is solid. That is not hollow on the back side. So, and I'll give you a measurement here real quick. Yeah, so that's a 2 3/8. The bolt that comes with it is a 2 3/8, and my frame is a 3 7/8. So obviously, and I think I got some 4 inch bolts around here, but obviously they're not going to work, so I'm gonna need like a 4.5 to go through it. So, but anyway, I can go ahead and get it positioned and figure out, you know, where I want it. One of the things I'd say is they tell you to go ahead and drill your holes before you put all this stuff on it, which is a good idea, but you do want to make sure when you put all this stuff on that you're not impeding anything else that you have. Like for me, I got these little gas cans, you know, over here situated, a little rack I built for them, and so I need to stay off of them as much as I can. So, you know, just make sure I got room. I want to have room when I mount these. See, if I were to put it back any further, when you go down through the hole, it would hit that gas can rack that I built. So, you know, just using some judgment on positioning. Had I pulled, I should have pulled this kit out before I got ready to build it. I would have known that I was going to have to go and buy some 4.5-inch screws, but I didn't, and you know, that's all part of it. But it's not a big deal. Stop by the hardware store, pick up some, and be done with it. All right, so I drilled 2 holes here and dropped those bolts in. Again, those are those 2 and 3/4 inch or 5/8, whatever I said they were, bolts. Obviously, I have to get longer bolts to go under there, and then we're going to come up here and we're going to drill through this and into the frame and bolt it to the frame, which would steady up the make the top more sturdy. Now, you can take, if you got a little speed square, put a speed square on top of this rail and put it against it. You know, to make sure. I am not that OCD, okay? If it sits down flat in there, I am good to go with it. I'm just going to drill me a hole through there, and I'm going to run with it. All right. I'm going to take and set this. I went ahead and pre-drilled my hole through here. I'm going to take and set this back in. Again, I got my holes in the bottom, but it's not permanently attached. I'm going to use that to mark this hole. And by the way, I know if you drill through metal, it's better to keep it wet and to drill slow. All these old bits I got are wore out. I take and put them on my sander in the shop, and I just put a new edge on them practically every time I drill with them. They're trash, okay? So we got that hole in, and again, this would normally be mounted down here. The instructions do say not to tighten up the bottom before you do this step. So we run this bolt through here. Yeah, I'm probably going to do it on this side. I'm going to open that hole up just a little bit. It's a little tight. Could probably make it go, but... And again, if you've got the bottom secured and you're drilling this hole, you shouldn't have that problem. Again, I'm kind of just making this work. Got a 2-inch 3/8 bolt, flat washer on each side. These are nylock nuts. They won't come back off easy. Means you're going to need a 9/16 socket, flat wrench. And I'm going to tighten that up good. Now I may have to loosen that back up when I do these bolts in the bottom, and that's okay. I can loosen it back up. It's not a big deal. All right, I'm going to see. I don't know which way the lighting is better. maybe this way, although I got a bunch of stuff in the way. I was going to show you real quick just putting on these racks. They're going to be very simple to put on. What you're going to have on this is you're going to have these 5/16 bolts for this, which should be 1/2 inch drive. These are going to be like 1 3/4 or 1 5/8. And because you have this hardened piece of steel right here, you're going to want to put, it looks like from what they're showing in the diagram, you're going to want to put the washer on the inside. You won't need the washer on the back side because, again, this is good steel. But I'm not sure. Let me get this paperwork again. See, I'm being honest and realistic with y'all. Didn't it say read and completely understand the instructions? Okay, even though on the picture here, it appears to be showing washers. Well, I guess that's just the bracket. Okay, so that's a correction. On these 5/16, you don't need any washers, okay? So you're just gonna take the 5/16 bolt, put it through here. Both of these posts are both of these assemblies are the same, so you don't have a top and a bottom. Then you're gonna need a 1/2 inch socket, 1/2 inch flat wrench, or 2 flat wrenches, whatever you want. And I don't have a 1/2 inch laying around in there, so let me get my handy adjustable wrench. I don't know why I don't have a 1/2 inch in there, but no big deal. And I do have air tools, but you know, it's really not a big deal to do this. Man, look at that. That is sturdy. And I am not even bolted down at the bottom yet. All right, then the last thing you have is you have 12 of these rubber grommets. And these are just going to go in there to, you know, protect your tools. I mean, they're tools. It's not like you're trying to keep them looking good, but it will keep it from you know, chafing so bad or whatever. So, and these are going in, I don't know how well you can see that on the camera, but they are going in very easy. As a matter of fact, they're going in almost too easy. Makes me wonder over the long term, you know, if they might come out. But again, I'm not overly concerned with that because I don't care that my shovels look good or my rakes. But it could be a concern long term, riding on a trailer, you know, rubbing in the same spot. It could create some problems for you. So I don't know. But anyway, these go in. You can see this is in real time. How long it's taken me to put 12 of these in. So or how long it's taken me to put 11 of them in. Now, this leaves me with a slight dilemma. The question is, did they short me one, or if I set one down somewhere? Because I did not do an inventory. Okay, there it is. I was going to be honest, I did not do an inventory. Maybe I'll get you up here and you can just see how simple this is with one hand. There you go, that's it. So, by the way, not doing an inventory is a very, very bad idea, okay? Because if you're missing something, at least you can know what you're missing. All right, here we go. We're gonna see what happens. Drop a rake in. And I'm gonna give you a spec here in just a second. One of the things I was concerned about is this shovel has this pad on the end of it. I have several of these flat nose shovels with that. And I was a little bit concerned about, I couldn't find a spec for the rack online. So, and even that large part there fits down in there nice. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull you a measurement here, and I'm gonna let you see this measurement. All right, with that grommet in, it looks to me like you have, I'm trying to look at it through the camera too, it looks a little bit fuzzy through the camera. You have at least 1 3/4, maybe, or I'm sorry, 1 1/2. It looks like about 1 5/8. Now, I'm gonna take one of these grommets out for you, just in case you had something that was bigger and you said, well, will this work? You know, and again, I'm not telling you not to use the grommets, but I'm just trying to give you an idea what size the hole is. The hole is a 2-inch hole. That goes from 2 inches to 4 inches. It is a 2-inch hole, which goes down to about 1 5/8 when you put the rubber grommet in. And I'm sure that grommet's got a little bit of flexibility in it if you had to shove something in there. So anyway, let me grab the rest of my stuff here and stick it in there and let you see it. All right, here we go. This is the LT 135 tool rack. I will put a link in the description to Amazon where I picked this up at. There are probably other places you can get it. I'm trying to get where you got a little bit better lighting. But right now I have my round nose shovel, the hard rake or garden rake, I guess. I got pitchfork. Got the forks, man, those things work for a lot of stuff. I got another one of those. Actually, I have multiple of these. I got another one of these that 002, 003 broke. I think that's the only round nose shovel that I got. But anyway, I got my other rake up here. So, man, I like it. I like it. I think it's going to be a good asset for me. And I am really one of those. I'm going to be honest, this right here, this drives me crazy. That chainsaw is actually supposed to be in here. The only thing I had sitting out on the trailer was that blower. And actually Byers, which is the name of this rack, this is the, like I said, the LT 35 rack. but they have, I think it's a LT20. They have some little open storage racks that you can put on your trailer, and you can set handheld blowers in, you put chainsaws in, hedge trimmers in. They make one that has a cable through it that I think you could put a lock on if you wanted to, and then they make another that has a hard cover where you can lock it to secure your equipment. I just don't like stuff laying around, you know, but anyway, it is what it is. I probably got some stuff in here I don't need. So, but anyway, that is it. That is the review, or not the review, that is an installation video on the LT 35 hand tool rack. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I have 5 tools in here right now. I do have an opening for another tool. I'll decide what I want to put in there. One of the challenges I've got is I do have like some of these spades, which are just laying here, as you can see. And the kind of handles that they have on them, if I had an enclosed trailer, they make good racks for them. And I think they have something you can put on an open trailer. To be honest, what I may end up doing, I've got some guys in the church that fabricate stuff. I may end up having me a little rack or something made for those that was somehow attached to this. I mean, it'd be very easy to go through these same bolt holes right here and make something. And then just, you know, I'd probably have to put a bungee strap on the bottom. But I could definitely modify these to where they did something like that, you know, and probably, maybe, well, it would be hard to do on the inside because you don't want to be on that flimsy metal. But anyway, that's thinking down the road and some of the stuff that I might do. I don't want to bore y'all with all of that. I'll tell you what I'm going to do, since this took a little bit of time and I don't want it to be a super long video. I'm going to break this video off here, and I will do another video on the other piece of equipment that I bought, which is the LT40 spool bracket. So anyway, hey, appreciate y'all watching. If you hadn't already, I'd love for you to subscribe to the channel. If this was helpful to you, drop a comment and let me know. And my prayer for you is always the same, that the Lord might richly bless you and that you might see all of your blessings as from Him. What's up, YouTube family? Gerald Greenlee here with the Clean and Green Lawn Service in South Georgia. If you watched my last video, I installed the LT35 hand tool rack on my utility trailer. I'll just give you a quick shot of that right here. I was actually going to do this video and the video I'm about to do together, but I was worried about them getting too long, and then different people are looking for different things, and so I figured I would just do another video. Now, one of the things I want to say right up front, this is not a review on these products. This is an installation video. And, you know, there's a lot of companies that make these products. I'm sure they all have their pros and cons. I believe for this particular product right here, I will put a link to Amazon on it. I don't get anything for that, but it is the LT40. I think I paid 20-something bucks for it. It's supposed to hold a 3-pound and a 5-pound spool, which I do have right here. I do have me a spool of Oregon Magnum. You're looking at me, you need to be looking there. Oregon Magnum Gator Line round 0.95. I've come to like this trimmer line. It's kind of stiff. It's not real flimsy. If you get in some hard stuff, it does have a tendency to break off, and that can be aggravating in the speed feed head. But just for normal trimming, it seems to work really well for me. I've got some different Oregon stuff that I use for some heavier stuff. But anyway, just everyday trimming. So I went ahead. Now, it's the first time I bought a spool of it, so I really hope I like it, because I got 866 feet of it that I'm going to have to use up. About 2 3/4 football field worth. So not counting end zones. But anyway, today this video is going to be on installing the LT40 trimmer spool bracket. Now, what I was saying a while ago, a lot of companies make these things. I use my equipment probably in the neighborhood 12 to 14 hours a week. So, as I mentioned in my last video, but in case you hadn't watched that, I will say this. You know, I use Equipment Defender trimmer racks, Equipment Defender backpack blower racks. Those are good quality racks that have support systems for the power heads, have locking mechanisms. I mean, to me, it was just worth the money, and they will last a really, really long time. So you might ask the question, well, why don't you order you know, the spool bracket or the hand tool rack or that kind of stuff from Equipment Defender or from Green Touch. Those companies make them. Those are good, reputable companies. Jungle Gym. And the reason is, you know, I don't see the need, at least at this point, to spend that kind of money for the amount of use I'm getting out of it now. By all means, if that's what you want to do it. But anyway, I don't want to get into a whole lot of that right now. I am losing daylight.